Hey, what's up guys, Quinn here, and today we're going to be taking a look at another Transformers figure. This is the Jingke JK-13 Mega, a knockoff version of the Studio Series 114 Megatron from the Transformers 1 movie. Transformers 1 is the best Transformers movie ever. I would say it beats the 1986 movie by a long shot. It had great character moments, beautiful world, and an amazing story. Sadly, Paramount won't be making a sequel to this movie, which is a shame. This is the Transformers movie that fans have been begging for years, and unfortunately, it flopped at the box office. I blame the last net for this shit.
I'm an inventor.
Hopefully, they can change their minds in the future so we can see more of Optimus Prime and Megatron. Speaking of Megatron, this is an oversized knockoff of the Studio Series 114 figure, and it only cost $5. You heard it right? $5 fucking dollars. How is that even possible? What corners did they have to cut? Well, first of all, the sculpt work is great. It still retains the blocky mechanical details of the original figure, just scaled up. You can get to see it more now that it's oversized. Yes, I personally added that Decepticon insignia. It is not included in the figure. As a matter of fact, here he is side by side with the stock figure. The original figure doesn't come with the Decepticon insignia as well. But since this figure is based on Megatron's design after he peacefully put Sentinel Prime to justice, I added the Decepticon logo to complete the look. Overall, he looks menacing as hell. I hope it scales well with BioWare's upcoming release, BioWare TW1035, an oversized knockoff of the Studio Series 112 Optimus Prime. The hands aren't the best. I get that it is for tank mode, but I wish they could have found a better way to integrate the rear tank threat instead of the hands forming into one. But hey, it was a deluxe class figure, so for them to have a better looking hands, they would have to redesign the whole arm transformation, and they probably need a Voyager class budget to do that. Accessories wise, he comes with a decent amount of accessories. We got his D16 cannon, two smaller weapons, and his tank cannon barrel, and his triple barrel cannon. God, this looks amazing. This is the reason why I decided to pick this figure up, and also it's around $5. All of them are sculpted really nicely, and you can plug the tank barrel with the D16 cannon. This will come into play in this tank mode. I personally displayed the figure with his Megatron cannon on his right arm and the smaller gun on his left arm to recreate his look from the movie. Let me reiterate, this figure is $5. $5! It costs less than a cup of coffee. While the plastic is thick, you can still feel a bit of cheapness in it, but it's still quite solid. However, the articulation leaves a lot to be desired.
So I took off this cannon so it would be easier to pose it around, but you don't need to, it's not gonna come off easily. But anyways, the head is guys on a ball joint, but the head socket itself is quite limited. So it can actually rotate quite limitedly. It cannot look up. I mean, it can look up about that far, but it can look down a lot because there's a hinge on here for the transformation. Let's look down. There's no tilt side to side, which is kind of disappointing. Shoulders can move 360 degrees out of the side. It can move. There's a cut on the top which allows it to move up about that far, which is nice. You have a biceps swivel, a double jointed elbows for transformation, and also have wrist swivel, which is pretty cool, nice. It's also for transformation, but you can also count it. Yeah, there we go. It does have a waist swivel, but it is tight on my copy, which is pretty tight, and the legs can kick forward about that part. Now this is what I'm really trying to get. It's scraping between the top part, as you can see. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly. So it's scraping that top part. It also scratches the pate also as well, and it also removes the articulation. So if you put the legs up like this, the waist won't even move. It won't even move. Like it's kind of limiting. I wish they put the ball joint over here to be a little bit downwards, so it has the more range on the waist, but they didn't, which is kind of annoying. It also has above the knee swivel over here. This one is looser than the other one. This one is super tight, and there's a stretch mark in there. I've seen it before, and you might want to be cautious around these parts. So it's just kind of crazy. You also have a bend at the knee, single jointed bend. That it is a tad below 90 degrees, and the ankles can move, and it can move up, it can move down a lot, and also tilt side to side. But it tilts outside the other side way more than this one, and this kind of hinders, which is, I don't know how they can actually think, figure this out without ruining the transformation combat. So yeah, the opposability is quite limited in my opinion. There's some gripes that I really doesn't really like. That like just this ball joint piece over here. If they could find a way to make it slightly downwards, slightly below that, it could have another race for the possibility. Because I haven't been posting this guy a lot, to be quite honest, since I got it, because it's quite limited on the articulation. And the back itself is on this weird material. It's a different type of plastic. I don't know what this is. You guys can definitely see the color difference. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but the colors are different. It's different. It's matte. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's gonna stand a long time or not, which is really weird. And also, you can recreate the spy cannon. So here's the cannon. You can also recreate the scene from the movie where you just rotate it around and just like fire or something like that. So we like shoot in the cannon. You can pose it around if you want to, but for me it's quite difficult. So the posability is not only limited, but also really concerning because of the quality of the plastic. It's thick, don't get me wrong, but just some tightness achievedness to it, which is really weird. And also, this also exists in the original figure. For transformation, the knee snaps in, just like that one. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hold on. So as you can see, this one snaps in and this one doesn't. And this also exists in the original figure, and I still don't know like why. I didn't like it in the original figure. I didn't like it now because it's kind of pointless. They put a tab in there because they could have just leave it and make it just tab normally, But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And also the size is shorter than the Takara one, I believe. The Takara Leader Optimus Prime, which is so it doesn't scale well. And also, this triple barrel cannon doesn't fit with the original figure, I believe. I don't know. I haven't tested out. I haven't tried it out yet. But so I feel like it doesn't fit. I feel like it doesn't fit, but it does fit here, and it looks fucking amazing. Look at that. It looks fucking amazing. So yeah, there's a lot of design issues with this mold. And I'm not saying this because of the knockoff thing. The knockoff thing, which is between the plastic and everything, the tolerance, that's completely understandable. It's a knockoff, by the way. But the design decision for the mold itself, like the tab on the knees, it's just weird. It's just weird. I like also the ankle also as well. It tilts the other side way more than the other one. Yeah, it's just weird. But again, I like this design, but the mold itself leaves a lot to be desired.
For size comparison, here he is alongside my SH Figuarts Marvel Spider-Man, my previous review, the JYH Choice 8810 Wasteland by Waystar Leader, and my Transformers Gamer Edition 03 Optimus Prime. So, the robot mode is pretty good. I did not expect this level of quality for $5. So, what about the tank mode? Transformation is really fun. I love how the legs smoothly transform into the tank threads. It is such a simple transformation step, but it makes a great look. The chest is supposed to tap into the crotch, but once it's tapped, it's hard to take off. I usually leave the chest untapped, but I recommend you just sand it off with some sandpaper or something. The tolerance on some of the tabs is kind of off, but it's not to the point where it can be untapped if you mess around with it too much.
I want to point out something over here. So there's you can see on the right foot, there's like a little ridge, rounded effect, just like this. This was a defect. I had to switch the other way around, take off the screws, and there was a defect, so I cannot land the feet like this. It was just stuck at this angle. So make sure to keep an eye on that. Make sure the rounded part, as you can see, is facing forward like this when you're transforming this thing. So yeah, just keep an eye on that.
Tank mode is menacing. This looks fucking amazing. The tank thread given an authoritative presence which goes super hard. You can plug the smaller guns on the side of the cannon, and you can store the triple barrel cannon on each side of the tank. Overall, he gives such a presence with this tank mode, and in my opinion, it is the best Megatron design we have ever gotten. So, should I recommend this figure? Oh fuck yeah! For around $5, you get insane value out of it. Yes, it is oversized with some tolerance issues, but if you're buying this just for display, or maybe you want to gift this to a kid or a cousin or something, then this would be a great figure to get. That's gonna be my review of the Jingke JK-13 Mega. I hope you enjoy it and find this review useful, and I'll see you guys next time.